Come in, sir.
Please come.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, my name is Shakti Dubey.
Miss Shakti, sit relaxed. Let your back touch the back of the chair. पीछे हो जाओ बेटा थोड़ा ऐसे करके आराम से बैठिए. And let us start. 4 attempts. Is it first time you have cleared the mains?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Let us start. Please tell us about yourself.
Sir, my name is Shakti Dubey. I belong to Prayagraj district of Uttar Pradesh. I have done my schooling, most of the schooling and graduation from Prayagraj itself. I did my bachelor's from University of Allahabad. And after that, I moved to Banaras Hindu University to complete my master's in biochemistry, which I have completed in 2018. Since then, I have been preparing for the Civil Services Examination, and this is my 4th attempt.
Okay. So let us start with Banaras first.
Yes, sir.
Banaras is one of the oldest living cities of the world.
Yes, sir.
Tell me 3 other oldest living cities in the world outside India. Can you?
Sorry, sir, I need to read about that.
Doesn't matter. So tell me, you're a daughter of a policeman, very nice. Tell us what police reforms should be there, first in UP, then at all India level.
So looking at the current status of the police department that is there in the Uttar Pradesh, some of the major reforms that I would like to suggest is there has to be first increase in recruitment of the police officers, because
Increase in the recruitment.
recruitment because of the existing vacancy that is there. There is a huge vacancy because of which.
But I thought there was an advertisement. They're going to recruit, I think, 50,000 policemen or something.
Yes, sir. Recently, the recruitment drive has started by the government in past few years. However, still the vacancy in Uttar Pradesh is huge because we just have 132 police personnel per lakh population.
Okay.
While the
So
sanction.
one is recruitment. What else?
So second thing is there has to be the implementation of the Prakash Singh Badal judgment that was there by the.
Prakash Singh Badal. He was Chief Minister of Punjab.
Yes, sir.
He had gone to court.
So sorry, sir, I'm not aware about that. The judgment about the police reform, which is known as the Prakash
Mr.
Singh
Prakash
judgment.
Singh. He was Mr. Prakash Singh, not Prakash Singh Badal.
Okay,
Anyway,
Prakash Singh
so
judgment.
what is written in that judgment?
So there are 7-point reforms that have been mentioned, in which first it talks about establishment of an internal complaint committee in the police department.
Okay, what else?
Police establishment board has to be there to look after.
No, anyway, so let us forget about the Supreme Court. Anything else you want to say?
Yes, sir, there has to be a proper training for the police force so as to ensure that they are much more sensitive towards the people, and it ensures a trust building between the public and the police personnel, which basically assumes to be lacking in the most part of the India. So that is to be done once.
Okay. Let's move on to your political science and international relations. According to you, how has been the governance in India so far?
So especially in the last decade, if you look at the governance in India, it has changed.
Not last decade, how it has been since independence, I want to know.
So the governance in India has evolved a lot from the beginning till now. There has been reforms in several aspects, be it the economy of the country, polity of the country. There has been changes from first one party dominant system.
My question is how it has been. You are telling me how it has evolved.
Yes, sir.
Has it been good, bad, indifferent?
So it has been good, it has been progressive if we look at another.
How are you saying? I am saying it is not good because so much poverty is there, so much unemployment is there, so much communal district tensions are there in the country. There's just so many things.
So, but
it has
if we
not
look,
been good at all.
So if we look back from 1947 till now, there has been improvement in all the aspects, as you have mentioned, that there has been change. If we talk about poverty also, India has lifted a lot of the population from below poverty line by several of its programs, like the MG Narega program that we have. Or they have also started recently, the government has also came up with the skill.
MG Narega can't be in the list of achievements of governance, no?
So,
anything major you want to say, suggest?
So recently, in recent decades, if I see, then the government's focus towards skilling the youth through its various skill development programs, that has been one of the major game changers, because that is helping people who were not having formal
Okay.
employment in that
Thank you
sense.
so much. My colleagues will talk to you now.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Ms. Shakti,
Yes, sir.
you are a science student
Yes, sir.
and you didn't enjoy science.
Sir, I did.
So you didn't pursue a career in chemistry or
No, sir, I did not pursue the PhD option that I had in my biochemistry.
why not?
Sir, because while I had
Yes, sir,
actually
pass
got an
right away.
opportunity to be part of the dissertation program in my last semester. During that, I realized that I basically am looking for a career option where I can have my personal growth and development, along with having an opportunity or the power to empower the people and work at the ground level. So basically, I thought civil services would provide me that opportunity, and hence.
And this opportunity isn't available in science.
Sir, it is available because all the streams, they provide enough opportunity for in development also of the country and also contribution to the economic growth. However, my personal inclination towards the social services has brought me here in the civil services.
Having spent so many years in learning science,
Yes, sir.
this was a late recognition.
Yes, sir. In my last semester of masters, I decided to go for the civil services.
Okay. Why civil services?
So because basically the diversity of opportunity that civil services provided to work in almost all the fields, starting from health, or we talk about even the women empowerment, poverty, at the grassroots level basically. So this is one thing that has attracted me more towards the civil services.
But you know, you work at the grassroots level at a very young stage of your career.
Yes, sir.
Later on, you graduate into policy making.
Yes, sir.
So are you not interested in policy making or only grassroots?
No, sir. Actually, if we talk about the later years when there has to be much of the paperwork or the policy making, even in that also we get to learn a lot about the country, the problems, the issues that are existing. We study the stats, the real picture of what India is, and there we.
So what is the real picture?
If we look at today's after 75 years of independence, though we have progressed in several aspects, however, we are lagging in certain things that needs to be addressed still. Because India being one of the most populous nation in the world, we have certain challenges. The huge population at one hand provides us with the advantage of demographic dividend, while the other hand we still have issues of poverty that is existing, unemployment that is existing, and apart from that, the major issue that I find is the status of women in the country, from literacy rate to their labor force participation, etc. That has also to be addressed.
So a lot of issues.
Yes, sir.
Yet you say governance is all right.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned poverty as a positive. Now you're mentioning it as a negative.
So the issues they are existing. However, that does not. Basically, it's a progressive aspect. Governance is a progressive and an evolutionary thing.
So is it good or bad?
So overall, we can say it is good, but however, we need to work on certain aspects that are still we are lagging behind.
So what would be your area of interest should you get into the civil service?
So my major area of interest first would be on the for the women, which is including the education, their health. That is also a major priority. Apart from that, there is a need to work on the skilling of the childrens, basically at the school level, so that they are much more basically equipped for being career oriented, and they are employable once they are out after they have completed their basic education.
Tell us about the ICDS program. Since you say women, children, these are your areas of interest.
So the integrated child development scheme that has been put forward by the government, it focuses on the health aspect of both the child as well as the mother, in order to ensure that
What age group?
So 0 to 6 years. That is the age group for that, in which the focus is basically to take care of the health of the newborn as well as the mother, so that India can control its maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate that was usually very high, but now we are trying to bring it under control, and there is also a target of the government to reduce it significantly by 2030. So this is the program.
Why is child mortality, infant mortality and mother care not up to the mark? Even Nepal does better in terms of stunting, for example. Nepal has a better statistics for child stunting. Why is that?
So if you look in India specifically, there is one reason for the poor maternal as well as the neonatal health, that is because of the patriarchal mindset that is there in the country, which basically has kept women at the back foot, which compromises with
I'm
their
talking about
education.
all children, not just the female gender, but even males.
Yes, sir. There is, because of the existing nutritional hidden hunger is basically the problem. Despite the availability of the food that they consume, the nutritional balance is not there. So that has to be taken care of in
But the
order.
government is now giving free food.
Yes, sir. The food that the government is giving, that is made available to the people who are there below poverty line. However, the proper balanced diet that we say, which should include all the
There is
nutrients.
the midday meal program in all states that is aimed at giving a balanced nutritional diet.
Yes, sir.
All of these are not working.
So they are working at several some aspect
But
or
yet,
some level.
stunting, child stunting in India is worse than it is in Nepal.
Yes, sir, the
Why
issue
is that?
persists. So, in my opinion, it's because of the lack of proper nutritional diet. First thing, there's also lack of education or awareness among people that what kind of diet they should be consuming.
So therefore, in terms of governance,
Yes, sir.
when it comes to nutrition, women and child, is it not inadequate, the governance?
So, saying it completely inadequate will not be right. However, there are some loopholes still there that must be addressed. Like people, the women specifically, or even the people in the country in general, are not much aware about the diet they are consuming. Specifically, if you look at the rural areas, they are not very much aware about what balanced diet constitutes. They may have a single nutrient they are focusing on, like rice or the coarse grain they focus on that. So I think awareness could be one major aspect to
Okay.
bring an
Now,
overall.
there is the emergence of social media influencers.
Yes, sir.
What are they?
So these are people who have wide reach on the social media in terms of their followers. So they are basically known as the social media influencers.
Is it a good development or not such a good development?
So I would consider this as a good development if it is taken in a positive way. However, at times there are also issues like radicalization or fake information. Based on that can create an issue also.
No, the social media influence is largely the point is image building
Yes, sir.
for young teenagers.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
So
Image building.
So they are using it as a platform for the image building also, the social. Apart from that, there are also certain other things they are taking care of. Like they are speaking also very vocal on certain of the public or the political issues that are there. So in this way, I think social media has both its positives as well as negatives.
Okay. The other complaint against social media is that it is damaging the interpersonal skills. People are texting, posting videos, not really face to face. Is that right?
So if we talk about the social media in general, it has basically increased the connectivity to a large extent. To people sitting in India can.
I'm talking about interpersonal skills, person to person.
So I think
Like
this
we
will
are
not.
having this in-person interview.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, the video interview is another matter.
Yes, sir. So it is to some extent decreasing the personal, like interpersonal skills at the physical level. People not communicating much.
So this will get even worse.
With the coming time, I think, however, this should be balanced. I think the physical, that is the interaction among people.
Who will ensure the balance?
So that can be done by people themselves, because there is importance of both the physical interaction that we have. However, at the same time, the digital development that is taking place is also a positive outcome. Like during the COVID pandemic, we did feel the emergency or the need to have that online or the digital presence, which could which has helped a lot during the pandemic.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Shakti Dubey,
Yes, sir.
I'm very impressed by your draft. You were a gold medalist in BSc, gold medalist in MSc.
Yes, sir.
But why did you choose political science and international relations when you were topping in the science stream?
Sir, because biochemistry, that is a life science subject, is not an optional that is being
But
provided.
surely you studied the other science subjects. You had not studied political science.
Yes, I did not study political science. I was basically looking for biochemistry or any other biotechnology type of life science subjects, but they are not offered by UPSC till date. and political science was one which has basically two reasons why I chose it as my option. First was my interest in the subject, and second thing, it has also helped me with my GS part. There was a huge overlap, so it has made it easy to.
Tell me, is it correct to call political science a science? Why call it a science?
Sir, in my opinion, it is political science can be called as science because, as the term science denote, that is based on empirical facts or which can be proved. Similarly, if we look today's in the political the arena that is there, that is completely more or less it is more ground based, that is reality based, which can be focused and can be deduced even on field. So therefore, I think calling political science science.
Do you take a keen interest in international relations, PSIR, the IR part?
Yes, sir, I do.
Tell me, according to you, which were the three most important foreign visits of Prime Minister Modi last year in 2023? These are high profile visits, there's a lot of publicity, there's a lot of dialogue, important agreements are reached. Which were the three most important visits?
So if I talk about three international visits of, I think one.
Do you remember where all he went? Surely, as a keen observer of political science and international relations, you would have followed his visits.
Yes, sir, but sorry, I'm not able to recall.
You're not able to
sir.
recall any visit of the Prime Minister last year?
Sorry. Sir.
Any visit at all? Okay, let's change the subject. In international relations, there are various areas of specialization, of interest, like ASEAN, the Middle East, the Americas, Europe,
Yes.
Africa.
Yes, sir.
Which one do you follow most closely?
Sir, the India's neighborhood and the Indian Ocean region is specific.
In the neighborhood, which country do you follow most closely?
So I have like general idea of most of the.
All right, let's talk about any country in the neighborhood.
Yes, sir. Countries like Bangladesh.
Pakistan. Shall we talk about Pakistan? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, according to you, which is the biggest problem that we face from Pakistan?
The cross-border terrorism.
Okay, can you tell me some of the prominent cross-border terrorist attacks which Pakistan has carried out against us?
Sir, some of the major attacks that could be were 2001 Parliament attack that was there.
Correct. Which organization carried it out? Which
So,
part?
Jaish-e-Mohammed has.
Are you sure?
Sorry, sir. I know.
Okay, it was the Lashkar-e-Taiba. Now, tell me the others, some of the
The
others.
2019 Pulwama attack that was carried.
Who
out.
carried that out?
So I think that was carried out by Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Correct.
It has.
Some others?
So one major 2008 Mumbai attack that was carried
Which
out.
organization carried it out?
So I think, sorry sir, I would not like to
Well,
tell this.
As a student of PSIR, interested in the neighborhood, these are issues which we have to focus on.
Yes.
Now, India has played a very consistent role in trying to bring about cooperation in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Can you tell me some initiatives which India has taken?
So specifically there has been focus on the Indian Ocean region basically. In that the first with the neighborhood we have the South Asia, the SARC is there, SARC
What is
initiative.
the full form of SARC? You were almost spelling it out,
Yes,
but then
sir.
stopped.
South Asian Association for Regional
Okay,
Cooperation.
that's what. But is that active?
So it is active, however the difference between India and Pakistan has brought the
Okay. Any
organization
other
to an halt.
regional organization?
So BIMSTEC is one of the regional organizations.
How many
that is there.
countries are members of BIMSTEC?
7 countries are there.
All right. Now, let's change focus. Are you following the Israel-Hamas war?
Yes.
Do you
sir.
think it's going to come to an end soon?
So I don't see any scope in the new.
Are there any initiatives taken by either Israel or Hamas to offer an end to this conflict?
So right now there is no initiative from both. the
Israel
nations.
recently proposed a 2-month ceasefire, during which it said that the Palestinian captives in its custody would be released and Hamas would release the hostages. What was Hamas's response? This is all recently, last 2-3 days.
So the Hamas attack on Israel basically it has been because of their because of the historic disturbance or the differences that has existed between the Arabs and the Jews, Hamas is not ready to bring down the war because they want to basically to expand that and gain the lost territory that has been taken up by
Okay, a
Israel.
few quick questions.
Yes,
You were born in Tagore town in Allahabad.
Yes, sir.
Rabindranath Tagore ji was one of the Nobel Prize winners who
Yes.
was an Indian citizen. Who have been the other Indian citizens who have won the Nobel Prize? I guess you don't know.
Yes, sir.
Let's
One
move.
is Kailash Satyarthi.
That's one, okay.
Yes, sir. Kailash Satyarthi and some Mother Teresa. She
Correct.
got for peace.
Two.
Sir, two only I can recall.
All right. Now, Amartya Sen and
Amartya Sen,
Dr.
yes,
C.V.
sir.
Raman.
Yes.
Your parents belong to Balia.
Yes, sir.
Can you name a very famous person who came out of Balia?
So during the Quit India movement, Chittu Pandey came to be one
No,
of the...
later. Who served as a high functionary in government. One of our prime ministers.
Sorry, sir, I don't
You don't know?
No, sir.
Mr. Chandrasekhar. As a political science student, can you tell me who all were prime ministers of India before Sri Chandrasekhar?
No, sir, I'm
You
not
don't
able
know.
to...
My last question. You play badminton.
Yes, sir, recently I've developed interest.
Recently.
Yes,
So,
as a hobby.
and how would you rate badminton facilities in Prayagraj?
So if you look specifically in Prayagraj, there are not much development for the sports part. That is basically one of the loophole that is there. I think the government needs to focus on building the much better sports infrastructure.
Two national champions of India have come out of Allahabad.
Yes,
Who
sir.
are they?
So from Allahabad, one we have. So once I can recall just now from Uttar Pradesh, I can recall one.
No.
From
not
specifically from Allahabad. So I'm
Before it
unable to
became
recall the
Prayagraj.
name. Yes, sir. Right
All
now I
right,
am
thank
unable to
you.
recall.
It's your town, your sport.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Miss Shakti Dubey.
Yes, sir.
Good. Tell me, let us first start with your subject, biochemistry. DNA molecule, you must be knowing the structure.
Yes, sir.
Where is the hydrogen bond in that? Hydrogen bond.
So the hydrogen bond is there in basically the DNA if we talk about, in that we have the phosphodiester bond that exists in that. Phosphodiester bond is there that we find.
Phosphodiester.
Yes, sir. In the nucleotides, two nucleosides, they combine together through the phosphodiester bond to form a nucleoside, which further forms a chain of the DNA that is being
So
formed.
between whom it is there? Hydrogen bond between. It is always between a hydrogen of one molecule and oxygen of other molecule.
Yes, sir.
So which molecule?
So basically we have nitrogenous bases that are being attached. From that we have the NH2 group and the COO group that is there in the another pentose sugar. In that among them it has been.
Good. And there is RNA also.
Yes, sir.
And there is a protein also in
Yes.
that sequence. So, briefly, in layman terms, tell me how the protein synthesis takes place in the cell.
Okay, so the information in our body, it flows from the DNA which undergoes transcription to produce mRNA. mRNA is basically a single strand which has codons that have basically the code for the protein synthesis. mRNA then moves out of the nucleus into the cytoplasm, where with the help of the tRNA and the rRNA, it synthesizes the proteins, which basically the amino acids are being added one by one to produce a polypeptide
How
chain.
many amino acids are essential amino acids?
So there are 9 amino acids as far as I can recall are essential.
Why they are
amino
called essential?
because they cannot be synthesized by the body and thus must be taken from external source.
Good. Now tell me, there is a DNA in the mitochondria also.
Yes, sir.
How does it differ from the DNA in the nucleus?
So if we talk about the nuclear DNA, that is basically that carries a basic genetic information from one generation to another. However, the mitochondrial DNA transfer, it basically takes place with the mother specifically, from the mother specifically. And another point is, it is single-stranded DNA, as I can recall, that is there in the mitochondrial
And
mitochondria.
what is the role there?
What's
What is
that?
the role of this mitochondrial DNA?
Sorry, sir, I need to read about that.
Have you heard the name of Lucy?
Sorry?
Lucy.
Leucine, yes, amino acid.
No, not leucine. Lucy.
Lucy, no, sir.
First mother. Who is first mother for human beings?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about
From
that.
where we found out that we found out her through the mitochondrial DNA.
Okay.
Any guess now? No, don't guess. Any hint now you got?
No, sir. I
No,
need to
you
read
didn't
about
get.
that.
Doesn't matter. Tell me, what is carbon budget?
The carbon budget basically, sir, it is based on the climate change. That is the per capita emission that is taking place in the country. In order to reduce that, the government has been focusing and announcing certain initiatives. That is a specific percentage of the budget has been announced for that.
Tell me some justice as a concept.
Justice.
What do you understand by justice, and some thinkers you can quote?
So Rawls' theory of justice is one of the prominent theory in political science that we study. In my opinion, justice is fairness. It is about treating everybody, treating the equals equally, and also ensuring that there is no difference that is being created among people. Everybody has their equal rights. They are able to exercise that. So in my opinion, justice is
Equal political rights and
political, social,
opportunities.
economic right, yes sir, and opportunities that have been provided to them.
So only liberty and equality, he says, or anything else? There are two principles. Second principle, you tell me. Second part of the second principle.
So first is the equality principle, liberty, and then is the harm principle which he talks about, in which that the harm principle basically says that a person has right to exercise the liberty until he or she is not harming the liberty of somebody
That
else.
is okay.
Yes sir.
Then opportunity.
So equal opportunity should
Equal
be.
opportunity.
Yes sir.
Then he says something else also after that.
Sorry sir, I'm not
Positive
able-
discrimination.
So positive discrimination, basically the concept that is being given by him, it talks about ensuring that the people who are downtrodden or people who are not well
That
equipped.
is what the part 2 of the 2, second.
Yes sir, I need to revise that.
Okay. Tell me 3 most important electoral reforms which are needed.
So in my opinion, one reform should be on criminalization of politics. That is entry of criminals in the politics that is taking place.
Decriminalize.
Decriminalization should be, that has to be ensured
What
first.
should be done in that?
So I think there has to be a specific criteria that people with heinous crimes specifically should not be allowed to enter
No,
into.
what stage? When they convict, even now there is a provision that if they are convicted more than 3 years of punishment, then they are not allowed, disqualified. But what do you want in addition?
So basically, in my opinion, the people on whom even the charges have been inquired upon, investigation is going on, I think they should not be directly allowed to enter into politics. This should.
Okay, second.
Second thing, in my opinion, should be there has to be a specific, I think, educational qualification would also serve a better purpose
Okay,
for that.
third.
And third, electoral reform that my opinion should be basically related to the freebies that the political parties they come up with at times for their personal political
How do you
gain.
differentiate between freebies and social welfare?
If we talk about freebies, so basically these are those that are basically short-term impact. They are not going to create a long-term upliftment.
Any example?
For example, laptops, free laptops that they are giving,
Okay.
or free bicycles,
Okay.
etc.
Then what are the other ones?
Welfare schemes are basically they are focused on upliftment of this lower strata at a large. For example, the PDS scheme that is there of the government, if we talk about, or the.
But this laptop, coming back to laptop,
Yes, sir.
laptop also upliftment of, it is an intellectual upliftment of the children to whom it is given.
Yes, sir, it is one of the, basically this is a good initiative if it is, but it should be highly checked and should be only made available to people who are actually not able to avail it. So that should
is
be.
the implementation part. Implementation, though even PDA, we have a lot to say about implementation.
Yes, sir.
So anyhow, the last part is this post-truth or fake news you were discussing just before. Is it a recent phenomena or it was in the ancient times also?
So the fake news concept has always existed. However, in present time with emergence of social media, the space at which the news
Can you
travels
give
has
the example of ancient times fake news or post-truth?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall any exact.
Earth is balanced on the horn of a bull,
Yes, sir, concepts like, or the earth is flat, these kind of concepts have been there.
and the concept against which Copernicus that Earth is sun is
Sun
revolving
is
around the
revolving
Earth.
around the Earth.
Are they not post-truth?
Yes, sir, they can be considered as.
So many superstitions
Yes, sir.
which are not factual.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, quotes. You write quotes.
Yes, sir.
Tell me one or two quotes which you rate best. out of your quotes.
So, okay, I will. One quote I have written was, the cracks were the real weakness of those walls, and also cracks were the reason light entered within.
Can you say it again?
Cracks were the real weakness of those walls, and also cracks were the reason light entered within.
Beautiful.
Good.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? One more.
Blessings are intended to be your reward, while deeds are still the cause.
Blessings are
Intended to be your reward, while deeds are still the cause.
okay. Good.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shakti. Our discussion with you is over.